if you have 8 larvae, a lot of lower level players will get 8 roaches, or they'll get 8 drones. That's not what you really need to do. If you notice the tab right here, he's getting roaches and drones. You need to split, especially when you're trying to macro up. You constantly want to make drones. It's not just for like you're queuing up your SCVs and stuff in your command center, but also for especially for Zerg, actually, because every time you make a building, you lose a drone. Every time you know what I'm saying, every time you make all these spawn crawlers that were down here, that are still down here, you make a drone. It does look like we're going to have a move out right here from DalaiLameR, and he has quite the roach force. He went pretty heavy on the roaches there for a little bit, but it does look like SLush is going to have pretty decent, like, he's going to be able to hold this off. And honestly, I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't know, like, positively. What would be best right here is if SLush right here having this barricade, the kind of really surround right here on these little group up of roaches. I don't know which is better to have, but it does look like SLush is going to hold that off fairly easy and pull out with the rest of his roaches, and did pretty good damage right there. 10 roaches to about 17 or 18 roaches right there, and continuing to pump roaches. We did see the where is it? The evolution chamber, the infestation pit, getting the pathogen glands. And for really intense battles, you're going to want to get those pathogen glands before you start your infestors, or let the pathogen glands finish before you get your first infestor out, so that infestor will already have enough energy for fungal growth, because that's the most, of course, that's the most common used spell or cast, whatever you want to say, for the infestor. And would just the main thing it would really do against these against SLush's roaches is maybe try and separate half the army from the rest of the army, which would be a good thing. Hopefully he'll get those out and we'll get to see some good infestor play. 2 just got made, so we do have some burrowed roaches right here, and we might see a push in right here by SLush, but no, he decides, screw that, I'm not going. So we did get these rocks taken down, it looks like, right here, and he is going to take that, no, it's not a high yield, he is going to take that expansion. I thought rocks, so I was thinking right there, blah, 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 whatever, guys. You can, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead. Make fun of me. Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead. Write a comment. Okay. I'll give you a second. You done? All right, good. We did have a tech switch from SLush during that time y'all were leaving me comments, and he did get mutas. And it looks like, oh, man. Looks like DalaiLameR did go for the Hydras because he already has that missile attacks level 2 going up, which is going to favor all of these units. Plus, he's got those infestors out. But I feel like, honestly, right here, the mutas were kind of a desperation force. They did get fungal growth right here, which really wasn't, it probably wasn't that, I mean, you know, he had 4 infested Terran and fungal growth. Those mutalists, that was kind of pointless in my opinion. That was kind of a waste of a fungal growth. Waste of energy, precious, because energy on infestors is really precious to keep up, but hopefully he'll build that up before there is a really big engagement. He just doesn't really have anything to deal with these right now, and he does have 3 Hydras, and he could engage this, but he might lose one of his mutas, and he really wants to keep all those alive. More mutas and a queen back here to hold this off, and it just doesn't look like he's going to really be able to do anything right here. Picking off a few Hydras and a really good, I don't know if y'all saw that, but there's a really good transfusion right there on one of them Hydras to keep that from losing. I mean, every unit you can keep alive, guys, it's going to come back to help you in the end. And we did have another expand going down for Dolly right here. And finally, the 3rd for SLush. And, oh man, I just don't, I think this game, let's look at the units tab. We got 6 mutas, 32 roaches, to 42 roaches, 2 infestors, and 10 Hydras. I'm pretty sure we know who's going to have the army advantage when we see a good battle right here. So I'm really looking, I'm really thinking this game is in DalaiLameR's favor right now. I'm just hoping we get to see a good final battle. And upgrades are just pumping, guys. Upgrades for Zerg are so good. You need, especially in a mirror matchup, just get your upgrades. Get your, well, I mean, like I've said before in my past videos, you don't really need great creep spread. The only thing that creep spread really would help you with in this was to get your reinforcements. If you're doing a pretty heavy attack and you're going to have a lot of reinforcements, got a lot of larvae, you're going to be spawning, that's the only thing it really help you with. And it does look like we're going to have pretty heavy push right here for DalaiLameR, and it's going to push SLush back. Just, hey, I guess he just doesn't think he can hold that. He does have, how many Hydras in that mix? He's got about 10, almost 10 Hydras in that mix. He does have 10 Hydras in that mix, so that's going to be pretty heavy against those roaches just sitting back behind and just tanking. I mean, while those roaches tank, just sitting there sniping those roaches. It did get split up a little bit right there. DalaiLameR was out of position, lost a few roaches, but I still think he does have the advantage, and there's not going to be much of a problem for him right here. Using that health regeneration as for burrow or whatever, tunneling claw, yeah, tunneling claws, and Glio reconstitution. I apologize, I can't get the upgrades right. And pretty good concave, and we do see some fungal growths go down. 2 fungal growths go down, and that's just, I mean, it's not going to do much because he's already got like this nice concave. Both of them do, and it does look like it's going to go in DalaiLameR's favor. The only, I mean, that fungal growth just doesn't do much damage to these roaches because they have so much health. But those infestors, they're probably worth what he paid for them, especially considering that his macro was ridiculous compared to SLush this game, guys. So pretty good game right there. ZVZ, I love watching ZVZs, and that's going to show you how macro, I mean, especially if you're at a lower level. I assume a lot of our subscribers are lower level gamers because we explain things a little bit more dumbed down. Not to say y'all are dumb or whatever, but I mean, I'm sure some of our subscribers like are diamond level or really good players, but for lower level players, especially Zerg players, if you can learn this, because I do it almost every single 1v1 now, is trying to get that 15 hatch down, and it's just going to help you so much in the later game. Even if you have to be on the defensive mode most of the game, if you can get this 15 hatch, it's going to pay off for you mid-game if you can last that long. It's just learning how to be able to hold off any pushes like timed attacks and stuff. And so yeah, guys, that was just showing again how macro can help you in a ZVZ. Out macroing your opponent, just gonna beat them every time, guys. So really appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully Moose will be back with me next time. Maybe not, I don't know. I probably will send y'all, I'll put a, actually I won't, I'll make another video for that. Anyway, guys, appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.